Holy crap, what the heck is this? It helps to question everything. If you like debunking videos, please subscribe, like it, and share it. Thank you. Is this doll possessed? So this lady recently acquired this doll. She took it out of the plastic and is just kind of looking at it, showing it off. And I don't know if she's telling any stories about it or not, but it is pretty, but it's also freaky looking. But she put it up on that shelf, and that's where the paranormal begins. I don't know how long she's had it, but it looks like she put plastic back over it. So it doesn't look like a string on the front side could move it. But now all of a sudden, it's going to tilt its head to its right, our left. Because that's how creepy this doll decided to be. So I've done a video about how do you fake paranormal using dolls. But this is different. I'm not sure you could use a string. But you could use something remote control, but I feel like there would be more movement in the plastic in front of it. Again, you could use maybe a string coming through the backside, or through the bottom or the top, but I just feel like the plastic would move more. Even with a remote control, that plastic on the front side, I just feel like there would be more movement. So yeah, I'm not convinced it's a hoax. This one might actually be paranormal, because it is creepy enough. But yeah, at any rate, I think this one might be paranormal. It's subtle enough, creepy enough, and odd enough. And if this thing did this in my house, I'd be throwing it outside immediately. Let me know in the comments below if you can think of another way they got that doll to move without the plastic moving. What are these creepy eyes attached to? In the distance, the camera starts zooming in on what appears to be a couple of eyes. Are they attached to something dangerous? Eyes on the side of the head is a prey animal. Eye on the front of the head is a predator. So we definitely know this is a predator and not a prey animal. So it is definitely dangerous. It appears to be nighttime, so it's nocturnal. I think it's just wildlife, natural, normal. I don't think we're dealing with a cryptid or anything paranormal. Did a poltergeist move this book? The camera will pan to the left and we will see a book start to move, seemingly by itself. Is a string being used? Or is it a ghost? Suddenly, the book flies off the shelf and onto the floor. So, we see some jerky movement where it's only pulling out a little bit at a time. That, to me, is a tell for it being a string. So I'm not convinced this one is paranormal. I can see just how easy it is to just use a string, and that's exactly what I would do in this situation. Have you had a paranormal event? This is a recreation of this guy that takes a picture with a camera behind his back only to have the camera yanked out of his hands. I do think they did a really good job of recreating the yanking of the camera out of his hand, so that's why I showed it to you. I don't know if the event they're talking about is real or not. Just cool footage. What is this floating figure? Suddenly we will see a figure floating towards this vehicle. but it's floating in a swimming motion. It pauses on top of the truck, but then moves forward again. But the person in the house closes the curtain. Now it charges towards the window, and the person backs away from the window completely. Okay, this is the only theory that I have for this one, is that they took footage of someone swimming in a swimming pool, and then they've removed all that water and superimposed this person into this front yard where this vehicle is at. It's possible they are on a guide wire, but I think for the most part they're really in water. The reason why I don't think this is CG as far as, the whole thing being computer graphics and animated is because of the hair free flowing in the water. You have to have Aquaman avatar skills to get hair to flow like that. Who really is taking the time to create a spooky movie only to then have to spend probably a solid week, maybe 2 weeks, computer graphicing each one of those pieces of hair, each strand of hair? No. Now, I think it's, like I said, I think it's two separate footages merged together. Chances are this is an amateur or a student project that they had to come up with something to turn in for an assignment. And I think that's what they've done. And I will say, I actually love this because it doesn't matter how many times you watch it, that thing is just creepy when it comes towards the window. What's behind these predatory eyes? So this one takes place out on the wilderness on a road, looks like a dirt road, and the camera's going to pan to the left, and we're going to see some glowing eyes back behind in those trees there. Did you see it? Right there in the middle. Now they take off running, so this is all the footage that we're going to get is basically just something is in the woods there watching these guys on the road. So in this case, I think we have a predator that's nocturnal and has dark fur. However, it could be sitting on a log and actually be smaller. I don't understand why people jump to these conclusions of, oh, this must be the Mothman, because it's out in the woods. No, it could just be a wild animal. So I don't know why people jump to conclusions something is paranormal when you're in the woods and we have something called wildlife. Now, having said that, it is creepy and I would run too, because I would assume that's an animal that wants to eat me. Why is this figure creeping? In the upper right-hand corner of the screen, we will see a figure creeping along the ridge. A deer is seen on the path. Could the figure up on the ridge be a deer? Or could it be a deer hunter? It looks like two figures, one on the left-hand side there and then one on the right-hand side. I'm not convinced this is a cryptid or paranormal, but I do believe it's still dangerous. Because if this is deer hunters, some deer hunters will shoot blindly at a noise. And if you made that noise, you could be the animal they shoot. So the footage is just too grainy to know one way or another, but my guess truly is it's deer hunters or human. What are these ghostly figures? As these people are sleeping, it appears like a ghost is dragging itself across the floor. Are these people having out-of-body experiences? Did the one on the far right die? I'm not sure what's going on, but it appears like they might be multiplying. Or we have a really bad camera and these are all camera glitches where it's doing that data merge thing, where the stationary camera isn't reporting everything that it should be recording and reporting to the computer. Is it computer graphics or CG? And what are these things flying? It looks like paper is flying. I don't know. This is very creepy though. I will say, if I woke up and witnessed any of this, I would be tripping out. What do you guys think on this one? I'm curious of how you're seeing this and what you're thinking about it. So let me know in the comments below what you see. Let me know in the comments below if you think this is real paranormal or if it's a hoax or computer glitches. I kinda just see a sea lion that's been edited to look like a ghost. Is the picture possessed? This person was sitting down, but apparently they heard something and they're trying to figure out what they heard. And that's when they notice on the right hand side that picture is moving. What is causing that picture to move like it was? Well, at least they're brave enough to walk over, pull the picture frame off the wall, and look at the back and try and figure out why it did that. And it doesn't look like there's a string or anything attached to the back that would cause that to act like that. So what caused that frame to move? Well, if you look at the right or left side of that picture frame, you'll see that there is an air conditioning unit in the wall. It's a wall unit. Sometimes when those kick on or turn off, they have a vacuum to them, and the mere fact that it pulled towards it initially tells me that that might be what's happened here. And then it's just swinging, recovering from the initial vacuum that it was exposed to. It could also be a case of it's not sealed correctly and maybe air is flowing down that direction. Most likely with that picture being in between a door, and that does look like an exterior door, as well as that wall unit, that picture probably moves quite a bit and they're just taking advantage of it by going ahead and filming it. I have a picture collage next to my front door, and because you have to push hard to get the front door to shut, it will cause some of the pictures in the collage to slip down and be out of place. But it's not paranormal. It's just gravity. What is this shadow? As the stationary camera points through that door frame, suddenly we will see a shadow appear and disappear rapidly. It seems to me like someone just passed by a window on the outside of the house, and that's all this is just a shadow from somebody or something passing by the outside of the house. It could have been a larger bird that's swooping down to catch a prey right in front of that window, and that's why it's just this flash all of a sudden of the light being blocked. And yes, I know this is supposed to be the Conjuring house, and stuff like this is supposed to happen. But even at the Conjuring house, there are still non-paranormal explanations to things too. Is this figure a ghost? Crossing in this yard, all of a sudden we see a semi-transparent being just there. Is it a ghost? Is it a demon? Is it dangerous? Or is it a camera glitch, either a data merge issue or an IR sensor issue? The IR light or the sensor can only show so far, and then there's not enough light to continue. So I have a feeling it might be the IR sensor issue where the light just doesn't reach far enough out to capture that figure. You should watch Corridor Crew and their debunking videos because they can explain this whole camera glitch stuff better than I can. They are a VFX artist, so they know their stuff, and just you can learn a lot from them. Is this ghost thirsty? This bottle of water is sitting on the floor, and somebody is sitting next to it just filming it. What's going on with this bottle? Why is it starting to move? Is a ghost thirsty? Did it die so long ago that it doesn't recognize a bottle of water? Or more importantly, a bottle that's plastic? Really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a ghost can get trapped in their time and not recognize things that are changing throughout the centuries. And yet they're an intelligent haunt, but they just don't recognize things like plastic. I like watching the ghost hunters, the different ones on TV, that when you're talking about an EMF detector, instead of saying EMF, they'll say, "Will you please touch this box or this device," instead of saying EMF, because not every ghost is going to know what an EMF reader is. But the person is actually sitting on the side where this bottle is at, and so I'm wondering if they're just using a string and just pulling that bottle towards them, because that's exactly how I would do it. Although I would try to figure out if there is a way that I could get it to fall away from me instead of towards me, just to fool you better. In fact, next week's video is going to be Faking Paranormal Using String Part 2. So I hope you watch that one next week. You can shop at echopearlcreations.com, which is the official website for Paranormal True or False. You can go to producerjimriley.com to learn more about the man that makes all the music for this channel. And again, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Remember to question everything. Thanks for watching Paranormal, True or False.